Hello ladies and gentlemen, it is I, Taylor Field, and I am here today because I just saw Lego Ninjago. Well, I saw it the other day, and I'm putting out the review now, and you know, what a stellar movie. I mean, I got my Lego guys right here. They're all in my little bin here of some Legos, and you know, as I'm gonna be discussing this movie, I'm gonna be just trying to do some my master building stuff here. And you know what? We're at the end of this cast, we're gonna see what I build. You know, this is gonna be a good time. So yeah, Lego Ninjago. You know what? Not quick, non-spoilers overview. I mean, I thought the movie it was a lot better than I expected. I mean, I thought it would definitely be the lesser of the three, just based on the trailers. I mean, I wasn't sure really what to expect, but what I was expecting at the end of it was just not really an overall great film. I mean, maybe seemed more like a Cheap Tuesday kind of movie. But I mean, and that's because like I wasn't sure like how they would really what direction they were going to go in basically with it, and that kind of worried me because the other Lego movies seem to have just easy flowing humor and just one-liners that just rolled right off the tongue, and the characters just had such depth and power to them. Then you could really connect to them and just really go along for the ride. I love that. It was great, but yeah, this movie just start to finish, it started strong, it ended strong, and it just felt like, again, you're involved in this Lego world, and it just totally, it just pulls you in. And granted, like, there were only, I saw an earlier showing, so it was definitely kids. And you know, I know it's hard to see a movie sometimes when you got kids around because the kids are screaming and everything, but you know, the kids are actually pretty good, and I think that goes to show that, you know, if the kids are entertained, that means they're watching a good movie. So I mean, that was a win-win right there. Whether that logic is true or not, take it with a grain of salt, but I'm applying it right now. But yeah, so let's get into some spoilers. So, starting right off the bat, this movie, I mean, it pops off in like live real time, which I mean you don't get to see a lot of that in the Lego movies. I mean, you get to see it in the first Lego movie, but Lego Batman is very much in the Lego universe. And so again, we're popped out here and we get to see Jackie Chan, the legend, the man, the myth himself. And I mean, I love Jackie Chan, watching old martial arts movies and stuff, and like me and my dad used to go to our local corner movie store and we would just rent those martial arts movies with Jackie Chan, Jet Li. I mean, he's a great actor, and it was so cool to see him finally like join into the Lego universe. And telling his story, basically, of Lego Ninjago and him being Master Wu was just, it was great. He's really very good at telling the story and being the narrator throughout the whole journey. I loved it, and but after it passes out of real time and moves into the Lego world, I mean, it's loaded with action. It never ceases to stop until maybe like a quarter of the way in. It starts to transition and take on more of a serious tone, and it was nice that not all the characters were busy trying to be funny and dump humor down your throats. It was very cool to just have, you know, each character was good at doing a specific thing, and they really emphasized that and they played that out. And for me, like, I mean, my humor definitely stemmed out from the blue ninja, the lightning ninja. I can't remember his name, but he was just like, I was just saying his lines over and over again, like, after the movie, because he was just hilarious, like, and it was even in the trailer too, and I was waiting for that scene to come up, because when he's talking to Lloyd, and he's like, my mother collects seashells, your dad levels cities and attacks innocent people, but you know, they all got their quirks. Like, I love that line so much, and I mean, I thought I would get sick and tired of it in watching the trailers, but I loved it too much to not love it. Like, I loved it. And even then, like, him throughout the movie just dropping those lines like, this is my least favorite place. Like, he's scared, and he's just, his humor just, it suits me. Like, I love that kind of innocent humor and easygoing humor, and it's not forced or anything. But yeah, so as I said, the movie starts off great with all the action and everything. It's fantastic, and Garmadon is just, out of all the villains we've seen, he's definitely he's my favorite. Totally my favorite. Absolutely loved him. He he's just I wasn't sure how I felt about him being like he's supposed to be human, but at the same time he's got 4 arms, and I was really wondering like, okay, how do they explain that? And he's got a normal son and everything. Like, what are they gonna do? What's his story? And you know, they didn't even have to cover it in depth. It gave us like a brief 5 minute, not even 5 minutes. It was like a good 2 minutes at the most, and it was just like the ninjas were moving him and like, how'd you get the 4 arms? And he's like, oh, I was like bitten by a snake. Like, oh, you weren't bitten by a spider? He's like, no, the snake was bit by a spider and then it bit me. And then like it was just this whole random story. And then they played it off so well with the humor where he's like, he turns around and he's like, look what I can do. I can make out with 2 people at the same time. And it's just like, this guy is like hilarious. And his humor I liked much more than I can't remember his name in the actual Lego movie, but I liked him more than the bad guy in the Lego movie, and I liked him more than the Joker and the bad guys in Lego Batman. Like, he's my favorite villain out of all of them. They did him really well. Like, when, what was the one line? They're like, oh, the ninjas are going for the ultimate weapon. And Garmadon's like, oh, they're going for the omelet weapon? That sounds powerful and delicious. And the lady's like, oh, the ultimate weapon. He's like, that's what I said, the ultimate omelet weapon. Like, it's just, it was so, his character was great. I loved how like easy and humorous he was. The other ninjas themselves, they were, like their characters were fleshed out. Like, as I said, the Lightning Ninja I thought was great. I thought Lloyd was fantastic. I think Dave Franco did a great job. He was funny, and it was definitely a serious funny, and not overdone in a way that just kind of pulls you out of it. His relationship with Garmadon was really, it was portrayed really good, and it's their relationship sends a lot of good messages out, I feel like, for kids. And that like, moving on from that too, then like the other 3, the Fire Ninja, Earth Ninja, and the Water Ninja, they were all pretty good. I mean, they didn't have much that needed to be fleshed out in like from their perspectives or from who they were really. So I mean, that was okay. And then Master Wu, Jackie Chan again as the Lego figure. I mean, he was awesome throughout it. And it was cool to see that he was actually Lloyd's uncle, and he was Garmadon's brother, and there's good humor between the 2 of them like that. And I mean, when you combine Lego and ninjas, it's just, I mean, you got Lego martial arts ninja fighting, like Lego fighting, like it's super cool and very awesome. I mean, when the action scenes were starting and you got the ninjas in their mech suits and they're just going to town on Garmadon, like, I was just straight up feeling like as soon as the ninjas got like into their lockers and geared up, it felt like I was watching Power Rangers, the Lego movie, almost, in a sense. It had an awesome Power Rangers vibe, and just I was not expecting that. Like, I like Power Rangers, don't get me wrong, but then when you add Lego on top of that and this whole new world, like, it pulled me in so much more, because I mean, I'm all about the Lego. I mean, Star Wars Lego, here, there, everywhere, out the yin yang and in the yin and the yang, like, it's all over. Like, Lego is my jam. I mean, without Lego, I mean, what's the point, right? I mean, toys, like, yeah, Lego's where it's at. And so, eventually, as the movie goes on and we get to see the fact that, like, you wait for it, and then finally it happens where they're like, okay, let's start building, and you just get so pumped up when they're building. And I was really hoping that at some point throughout the film it would make some kind of a connection to the other Lego universes, because like Lego Batman, you got to see Lego Voldemort, you got to see Lego King Kong, you got to see the Lego Matrix, like the agents, and you got to see all these different other universes. And even in the original Lego movie, it even like makes nods to like the Bionicle world, and you get to see Han, Chewie, Star Wars universe, like all these different things. And so that was really cool. I was really hoping for that to happen in this, but you know, we didn't get it. But it's still, that's okay, because it felt so in depth, and it felt like, even though Ninjago is another addition to the universe, Ninjago felt like it was actually in the universe of like Emmett and all the other master builders and everything. But you know, I mean, the storyline of how Garmadon was slowly transitioning from a good guy, or sorry, a bad guy to a good guy was really it was really cool. Like, it wasn't over the top bad or anything like that. I thought it was definitely slow paced, and but not slow enough that it was bad. It was done in a good amount. And I think that you know, the Lego movies really have done a good job at portraying the characters and their stories and everything, and not biting off more than they can chew. The movie itself, I mean, comparing it to the other three, or the other two, sorry, I mean, I love Lego Batman. Like, I give that a high rating. And I love the original Lego movie because of the fact that you got to venture into all the universes. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I love how Lego Batman tapped into the other universes. That was something that was so cool to see, and so that's something I take away from Ninjago. I mean, it's very unfortunate because I mean, Lego is all about different universes with Lego Knights, everything. And I mean, I guess Ninjago was definitely more focused on one set thing, obviously being the ninjas. But I mean, even with Lego Batman, the name says Lego Batman and it was about Batman, but they branched out into so much. And I think that was a definite good twist for the movie itself. I am hoping that this movie does a lot better, like review-wise. I mean, I think that, you know, it definitely, as opposed to the other Lego movies, it felt like it was aimed for a younger audience, not so much not so much like adults. Like, don't get me wrong, going into the theater and watching it, I had a heck of a time. It was glorious. I mean, I felt like I was just building Legos with them on screen. And I mean, like, as I said, like, my kind of humor, it fit right in. It made me laugh, almost cry, like a good story between father and son, and it was deep and powerful, even for Lego characters. But I think that if a lot of parents were to go see it with their kids, they would actually really enjoy that, how it actually sends out like a positive kind of message and vibe, and just it was very well done in that way. And I mean, it's always cool to see this perspective of the Lego figures and how detailed they are. Like, you can just see the wear and tear on each Lego character as it zooms in, and it was so cool, especially to see like the use of real life objects, like the ultimate weapon, which is just a laser pointer. But it's just a huge nod, at, in my opinion, to like the Kragle from the original Lego movie, which is like super glue, like all these different things that the Lego figures use in their world that's from our world. And then you have the Meowtha. I can't remember the cat's name, but it was definitely really cool to see a real life character interact with the Lego figurines. Like, it was definitely something like we saw like before, like the Lego character Emmett interacting with real life in the real life world, but then to throw it around and have real life come into the Lego world, like, it was so cool. And so obviously that's what the laser pointer did. It was just shining around, and wherever the laser pointer went, the cat was just attacking. And at the end, when Lloyd moves his hand up, and yeah, he's just petting down on the cat, and you just think, wow, this is like, oh, it's not like amazing, like, but between like combining Lego and reality, it looks so cool. I mean, how can you really not like it? Just, you get to finally, as a child that loved Lego, I mean, you just get to see these two amazing worlds collide. And I mean, what more could a kid ask for? Like, really, it just makes you get so hyped, in all honesty. And I mean, I thought that it was so funny seeing the cat jump around and wreck the city and everything like that. And just, I mean, it took my expectations and it turned them around, because I really wasn't sure what I was going to be expecting. And I'm glad, because yes, I hate to say, like, my expectations weren't high, and that was because of how, like, certain critics, like, they gave it low ratings and stuff like that. And I shouldn't, like, I'm not the kind of person that would really let it like affect my decision because I growing up, like, bad movie, good movie, I'd watch them all, and I would make my own opinion. And I definitely love to give the support to like to these to the lower guy. I mean, Lego's definitely not a little guy or a lower guy, but I mean, this movie, I feel like for most it's gonna be the bottom of the three, and that's a shame because I feel like this movie deserves a little more credit than it's gonna get. It's definitely, as I said, like, it's up there with Batman. It's definitely better than the original Lego movie for me, and it just makes me wonder, like, what are they going to do next? I mean, this movie definitely felt rushed. It came too close after Batman. I think people are exhausted in that sense, like, oh, we just got Lego Batman. It's a little bit too much Lego. Let's just, we're done for a little bit. And the humor is kind of, it's similar to the other Lego movies, and people just need a little bit of a break. But I mean, I feel like now they should take a break and they could work on possibly just like other ideas. Like, I know a Star Wars Lego movie would be very difficult to probably try and figure out. I mean, I doubt it would focus on anything in the real Star Wars storyline or universe. But I mean, bring it over to Lego. I mean, there's a lot of cool ideas. And I know there's short spin-off versions of that, but I mean, you can't do that in a Lego movie. The humor is different, and what goes on, the action, everything is very different. And I mean, it just makes me wonder, like, are they going to do another solid standalone movie about one of their franchises? I mean, or are they going to transition and do, like, crossovers more? So, I mean, like, for you, like, what would you guys want the next Lego movie to be? How soon do you want it? Like, post in the comments, let me know, because, I mean, I'd love to hear it. I mean, like, for me, Star Wars, absolutely. I own the original old animation Bionicle movies. I got all four of them. Uh, Mask of Light, Bionicle 2, Legends of Metro Nui, like all of those, Web of Shadows, they were great movies. And I would love to see, simply because they made a nod at the original Bionicles in the old Lego movie, I would love to see that brought full on into a full on Bionicle movie. And granted, little kids don't full on know what Bionicles are, even though they tried to get rebooted. I think it would still do well. And there's people like me and other people in the podcast that are like, Bionicles, that was the jam. I mean, that was what the kids were playing back in like the day in elementary school and everything. Like, that was some good stuff. And for me, that's the movie I want. Make a Bionicle movie, and keep those crossovers where it brings over other elements from the universes. I mean, when you can tap into such a large and huge span of content at your disposal, I mean, why not? Like, it makes the movie, if you ask me. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, this movie, I'd have to give it like a solid. Oh, I know I gave Lego Batman a 10 out of 10. And I'll be honest, I told Travis that this movie will be better than Lego Batman. As I said, like, I didn't have, like, super huge expectations, but it surpassed my expectations that I had formed, and I'm so happy that it did, because, I own the Lego movies, and I'm so happy to add this to my collection. I'm gonna give it like a 9. I'm gonna give it like a 9. Even that seems, I feel like I'm being really generous with that. Maybe like between an 8.9 and a 9. Only because I feel like some moments could have been a little bit too slow, and as far as the humor, it was great. The character development was awesome. The animation was awesome. And I just wanted more crossover because of the fact it's the Lego universe, and use that to your advantage. Yes, it was solely Lego Ninjago, but Lego Batman did it and it worked. And I guess they didn't want to do a repetitive thing, I guess, which is okay, because we got that in 2 other movies. But like, for the other points, this movie does a great job at standing alone on its own. I didn't know anything about Lego Ninjago. Those are sets that I don't have. I don't know the story behind it. I'm Star Wars, Lego, and Bionicles. That's me. And so, like, that affected my expectation. But going in, like, I want to go to Toys R Us right now, and just start picking up the sets. Like it sucks that they're bankruptcy protection. That sucks. But Lego sets. It's gonna be some good sick deals. I'm gonna be popping off in the store. Let me tell you. But I'm stoked to just try and get some like Lego Ninjago sets. Like I want to get Master Wu. I want to get some Lloyds and just all these characters, especially Lightning Ninja. He is my homeboy. He is my jam. I'm gonna wake up in the morning tomorrow and I'm just gonna be reminded of how, like, some people, like my mom, collects seashells, but your dad levels cities and attacks innocent people. But they all got their quirks. Like he's just, I'm not gonna forget that for a long time. That was stellar. Oh, and that definitely reminds me too. The trailer had so many scenes that were not in the movie, and some people don't like that, but I really, really like that. I mean, trailers show way too much, and all the time the trailers show really funny scenes too for a comedy. And this movie, the trailer showed a lot of funny scenes, but like one of the scenes, like where the guy's like with his new bride and they're running away, and he gets stuck, and the bride runs off and says, "I promise I'll never forget you," and like that wasn't in the movie. And yes, it was a funny scene. It would make the movie funnier and all that, but it's a scene we already saw in the trailer, and take that out and throw something else funny in there, then that's great. I mean, I think that's awesome. So I like when the movie can dish out more surprises, and it did. This movie had its fair amount of surprises, its action, and its moments that just really it pulls you in. So I mean, I hope that this weekend it does great. I think it deserves its spot next to the other two Lego films. Absolutely, 110%. So I stand firm on like a 8.9.9, just bordering on that. Excuse me, bordering on that 9. It's a great Lego movie. If you're just gonna go out to the theater and see it on your own, I mean, I won't lie. If you're not hugely into Lego, just wait until the Cheap Tuesday. I mean, if Lego Batman Forever will be your favorite Lego movie, wait until the Cheap Tuesday. Don't be in any hurry to go see this, but if you got kids that like Lego, and I know Lego Ninjago is huge right now with kids, I mean, it's all like on toy stores and everything, I mean, then go watch it. I mean, it's great. It's great. It's a great family movie as opposed to the other Lego movies, which can be more oriented for a specific audience, like young teens or more like adults. Like it's just, it stands on its own 2 feet instead of kind of piggybacking on the other Lego films, and I think it's very important, and it's good. It's good. They're in the right direction, but like I said, if you have any ideas for your own Lego movie you want to see them make next, and when we should get it, if they should keep dishing out a yearly Lego movie, or if we should wait. I mean, I know we got Lego 2 coming out soon. I'm very excited for that. I mean, so yeah, but throw out your ideas in the comments. Let me know. Until next time, I mean, what do we got? Holy fudge, October 7th is Geek Mania. I mean, this is going to be some crazy stuff. I'm going up against Ruben, the undefeated. I mean, I got the belt right now. I'm the champion. So I mean, I gotta defend. I still don't know what games we're playing now. And Travis, I guess we got like he's the chairman, and we got holy fudge, we got Tyler and Dylan going off, and I mean, like there's some great competition that's coming up our way. Like it's gonna be solid and great. And October 7th, that's just around the corner. Literally around this corner right here is October 7th. It's literally right around that corner there. Like that is nuts. So you got to tune into that. You got to tune into all of our sites. We got Facebook in the search bar. You got to get the data going, get the internet on Facebook in the search bar. GeekVerse Space Podcast is absolutely fantastic. I post tons of stuff. Travis posts stuff. And then after that, you just swing on over onto Twitter. And, GeekVerse Cast. Travis is just popping off on that Twitter. He's just got tons of stuff. And after that, you can go into our website, geekversepodcast.com. We're on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, Twitch. We're on Reddit. I mean, we're everywhere. Podbay. We love the people at Podbay. They're so generous. I mean, there's so many words I could use for the people at Podbay, but I'm gonna keep it clean. And so on that note, if you like our content and if you appreciate what we do and you want to see us, not that we're gonna like stop doing what we do if you if you don't, but you know, like if you like what we do and you want to, like, if you have that extra cent in your wallet and you're like, you know what, these guys are a good group of guys, you know, Taylor, Travis, Jessica, Dylan, Tyler, Kirkland, Kyle, these guys at the GeekVerse, they know what's happening. I'm gonna throw them that penny, and you know, you want to go onto Patreon and just give us that penny. I mean, you probably actually a penny. You know, we take a penny, but I mean, I think the minimum is like $1. So sorry, that's like 99 cents off, though. But yeah, $1. You know, and then if you give us that $1, you get early access to content like Spider-Man retrospectives, other casts, I mean, duos, Netflix, and fails. Like, there's so much extra stuff you can get. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a great time. So I mean, check it out. We have tons of stuff. We got more Saw retrospects coming. I mean, you're in for a real treat. So until next time, it will be fan-frickin-tastic. So, I will see you in the search bar.